Have you met your inner child? Might sound a bit airy-fairy, but I wanted to talk about that today because it's some really powerful work that you can do to help you get in touch with your power and heal things that have happened in your past when you were a little girl and you're not that helpless child anymore. You're an adult, and through this process, you are able to talk to your inner child and look after it so that in the here and now, it joins with your adult self and you feel that power that you have as an adult because you have resources now. You have the ability to make decisions. You have resources. You have money. You have a home and you are capable as an adult, but as a child, you weren't. And so when you go back and look after your inner child, it is a really powerful experience. My name's Kelly and I'm a counsellor, and I work with women recovering from emotional abuse, narcissistic relationships, and experiences of exclusion and silencing. And yeah, so the inner child, it's not a metaphor. It's a guided therapeutic process where I invite clients to see and speak to their younger self. And time after time, this is the moment that changes everything. So if you've ever felt stuck or ashamed or confused about how strong emotions seem to come out of nowhere, then I want to explain a little bit more about why talking to your inner child might be the healing work that you didn't know that you needed. So who is the inner child really? When I say inner child, I mean the part of you that holds the emotional imprint of your early life. She's the one who learned to stay safe in the chaos, felt invisible or too much, took on adult responsibilities far too young, or waited and waited for someone to see what she was really going through. But she didn't disappear, she just adapted. And now, as an adult, you might not notice her showing up when you feel rejected or ghosted, or when you react more strongly than you expect, or when you can't stop people pleasing, or when you spiral into shame after trying to speak up. These aren't random reactions, they're protective, and they were learned a long time ago. So why would you invite your inner child into the room? Well, I do it on purpose with care. I'll ask my client to close their eyes and picture themselves when they were little, when they were younger, and I'll guide them to see her as clearly as they can. I'll ask where she is, what should she look like, what is she doing, how old is she, how does she feel, and then we'll give her a voice and we'll ask the client to speak to her and ask her, what do you need from me right now? What have you been trying to say? What did you never get to express when all that was happening? And it can be incredibly emotional. Sometimes people cry before they even say a word because someone's finally asked her how she feels. And what does that work do that other talking therapies don't? Well, the reason that this approach is so powerful is because it bypasses the adult defences. It bypasses the logic and the self-blame and the minimising, and it connects directly with emotional truth of the experience. So your inner child doesn't need analysis. She just needs validation. She needs to be told you weren't crazy. You were doing your best, you didn't deserve that, and you don't have to carry it anymore. And that's where the healing starts, because until you see her, part of you's stuck back there, still waiting for the love and protection or the honesty that you never got when you were little. So the common reactions and breakthroughs that I see, often clients are really surprised how clearly the inner child shows up, and they might be a little bit dubious about what's going to happen, but then they'll see their inner child and they'll tell me she's small, she's hiding, or she won't talk to me, or she's angry at me, or she's asking me for something. And all of that's welcome because that's where the therapeutic relationship begins. There's a reason that your inner child shows up the way she does in that counselling room. And we explore that relationship and we'll see if you criticised her, whether you abandoned her, whether you're finally able to hold her with warmth, and you get to reparent that inner child. Because when you meet that child with compassion, you shift your whole nervous system because the threat that once felt inescapable has finally been acknowledged and soothed. Sometimes that inner child is angry with the adults who were in their life at the time, and that's okay. Often adults do the best that they can with the tools that they've got at the time. It's sometimes healthy to express that anger for what the needs that weren't met by those adults at the time. Sometimes clients hesitate when they feel that anger because it feels disloyal to their parents, and they might say things like, well, they did their best and it wasn't that bad, or other people had it worse. But it's not about comparison, it's just about the truth and honouring your past and acknowledging that your needs weren't fully met, whatever the reason for that was. And until that younger part of you gets what she needs emotionally, she'll keep showing up in your adult life in ways that confuse you and overwhelm you. And this work isn't about blaming you, it's just about listening and giving your inner child the one thing that she never had. That was a wise, compassionate adult. That's you. And you won't leave, ignore, or silence her ever again. So if you're watching this and something inside you is curious, or you're feeling something, maybe a tightness in your chest or a lump in your throat, that might be your inner child asking to be seen, and you don't need to do that work alone. I'm Kelly, and I help women reconnect with their inner child. I help you set healthy boundaries and I help you to stop performing strength at the cost of your own well-being. You can learn more about my work at kellyoliverdougal.co.uk. And if you found this helpful, please like, comment and share. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because you never know who else is carrying a younger version of themselves in silence. And you might just help them to reach me, and I can help them.